everyone. How are you?
Good.
Good. I thought I was going to have to pump y'all up this morning because it's so early, but good, we're going. My name is Toby George. I'm president of Victor SIMS Foundation. This is Mr. Orlando Hall. He's also one of the founders. And behind the camera, Mr. YG Nyghtstorm. We started Victor SIMS Foundation. Victor SIMS was a graduate of Riverdale High School, class of 2007. Unfortunately, he passed away in an accident at work at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in 2008. So in his memory, we started up this foundation for him, and this particular section this morning is our Future Heroes section. What Victor wanted to be was a firefighter. He wanted to be a first responder. So in memory of what he wanted to do with his life, we decided to get together some students and show them what it's like to be a first responder. This morning we're going to be going out to Johns Creek. You're going to meet the medical director of Clayton County. His name is Dr. Richard Dukes. He's opened an urgent care center out there. He's going to speak to you guys about what it's like to be a doctor in the emergency room. You'll also meet emergency room nurse. Her name is Miss Mandy Willis. She will speak to you from the nurse's perspective of being in the emergency room. From there, we're going to come back out here to Clayton County and go to the fire building, the fire department, where they have the training. They have a first rookie class starting up today, so y'all can get an opportunity to see what it's like to train as a firefighter. You will meet Lieutenant Castile. He's a firefighter, veteran, been there for years. He's also a paramedic, and there will be a representative from the Clayton County Police Department. Now the thing with the fire department and the police department is that they have an Explorer program, and in this program they allow students that are interested in being a first responder to come out and kind of do an internship, go out in the field with them, have a day in the life, and as you work through the program, when you come out, you're actually hired on, so you can be 18 years old with a job as a firefighter or a policeman. So as you learn more about these programs, you'll get an idea of what it's like, because you're really needed in the community to be there to help people out. And do we have any seniors? Have a senior? We have three seniors. Good.
Good, three seniors.
My seniors in the group. This is Mr. Orlando Hall. He's going to speak to you about the scholarship program that we have.
What we're doing, also in honor of Victor SIMS, is we have a scholarship program just starting this year. We're going to ask you guys to send a 500-word essay to the website, and we're also going to need you to have at least a 3.0. And what this scholarship program is, we're going to give you $500 for the first semester of college, $500 for the second semester if you maintain your 3.0. We're also going to see you off to college with a laptop, a wireless printer, and some supplies. So before we finish at the end of the day, we're going to give you the website. We're going to go on, put your essay on there, fill out the little application, and we're going to have 2 recipients this year.
Yeah, we'll have 2 recipients.
2 recipients of the scholarship. The scholarship will be awarded at the award ceremony for the school.
So during your award ceremony, you will be presented with a plaque. Later on this year, Labor Day, we're going to have a family fun day out at the park. At that time, we will actually present you with the check, and the check will be cut personally to you, the student, to do whatever you need to do as far as taking care of your scholarship and handle your books or whatever. This is a little extra money to help with that. Okay? Sounds good? All right.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys, so let's load on to the shuttle.
Let's get on the shuttle, baby. Let's go. Yeah, there you go, there you go. Come on in, come on in. All the beautiful students from Riverdale High School. Hey, guys. Okay. Going in. Like that camera, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Very nice. 2 of the founders right here, and I'm holding the camera. All right. Okay, everybody good?
Yes.
Look at that. Look at all this enthusiasm. Everybody good?
Yes, we're excited.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, we are rolling.
Okay, everyone, as I was telling you on the shuttle, this is Dr. Richard Dukes. He is the medical director of Clayton County. He is also your emergency room physician. So when you're at home and something gets broken or hurt, or you go right to the emergency room, this is one of the physicians that you'll see over in Clayton County. So, Dr. Dukes, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Richard Dukes, and I am a medical director of Clayton County over there, Fire and EMS. So, like she said, it's Southern Regional. I work in the emergency department there. I work at other emergency rooms around Atlanta, one on the north side Hospital. Cherokee, and then you guys are meeting me here today because I just opened this clinic, and unfortunately I couldn't leave today. Me and Jackie, who's my administrative assistant, are here today. But we do lots of things, emergency rooms, we have urgent cares. Like I said, we opened the fire department. And I think you guys are going to the fire department after this, correct?
Correct.
They're going to take you up on the training hill. You'll love that. They have everything from railroad cars to flipped over cars, burning buildings, everything there. So they can show you how the paramedics and firemen are trained. They have tunnels you crawl through, everything like that. So it's a lot of fun. You'll have a good time down there. I wish I could join you, but I couldn't leave today.
So if you want to give them a...
Wait.
Oh, Jackie, I'm sorry.
Step forward, Jackie, step forward.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm his assistant, and I guess my title is Executive Administrator. I help him with all of the facilities that he's at. I set up the insurance contracts and train the staff. I coordinate all the marketing and advertising and you name it, I do it. He sees patients and I help him get the patients.
This is a smaller facility, so we'll kind of have to probably break up in groups of probably 6 or 7 and take you back and kind of show you
Dr.
things.
Dukes, his beautiful facility. And we are going on a quick tour. Beautiful floors.
I'll let everybody come around.
And this is the
X-ray room right here. Well, what happens is when you're doing X-rays, either the person lays down on the table and this moves along the person so I can shoot an X-ray. This right here will be against this wall, so if I need to do a chest X-ray or something like that, they basically stand against this platform in the X-ray. This flips up and it shoots an X-ray through the person. And then there'll be a computer terminal over there where I can just pull all the X-rays up and look at them and change them on the computer system. But this is basically an X-ray room, just a simple X-ray room for you.
So you can see if they got like a hairline fracture or...
We're looking for basically broken bones, fractures. Believe it or not, sometimes kids swallow things. We want to see where that penny is that the kid swallowed, so we'll do an X-ray to make sure it's not stuck up here. We want to see it's down in the abdomen somewhere so we know they're going to pass it okay. This is just a simple storeroom. Obviously, in an urgent care setting or emergency room setting, you need certain supplies that you don't need on people. And a lot of that is splinting. We have crutches that people go home on. And then we'll put these kind of splits on. It's like a half cast that we use. It's called fiberglass. So if you break your ankle, basically what I'll do is I'll put a fiberglass splint that kind of goes up here, and then we wrap it with ace wraps, and you go home with that until you see the orthopedic doctor. And they'll put you in a more permanent cast. But we only do half because we want you to be able to allow to swell. So you don't get any potential injury from that. So that's why we put like a half cast on in the emergency room. Lots of things we can do. Like I said, we suture cuts up, we clean them out. We have lots of things to clean wounds with. We have splints for wrist splints, ankle injuries. You'll see needles up there because we use a lot of medicines in urgent care. We give shots of different kind of medications to treat things. And then mainly it's just a lot of it's just wound care. So you'll see a lot of gloves and a lot of dressings. But that's basically it for the storeroom. Obviously we take blood pressures and listen to hearts. This thing right here, if you put it on your finger, it basically tells you what your O2 saturation is. So it tells me how well you're breathing and exchanging the gases. And it's very simple. You just put it on the finger. It shoots a little red beam through your fingernail, and it measures that concentration of oxygen in just that little thing right there. It's very simple.
Do that thing hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. It's just, here, put your finger right here real quick. Turn it on, just like that. And then if you'll watch it, it's going to give you a little waveform. You see that little blue line going across the bottom? I'm just going to let you hold it. And then it will start measuring. You'll see numbers coming up on it. And those numbers basically say one's your heart rate and one's your oxygen saturation. And so we use that on a lot of people. Anybody's got asthma or anything like that, we want to know what their heart rate is and what their saturation is. And it's just that. You just put it on the fingers.
Sometimes I have trouble breathing, but I don't have asthma. So what is that?
It depends on if you're sick. You can have bronchitis, an upper respiratory infection. A lot of the allergies sometimes make people have a little shortness of breath sometimes just because they get so, a lot of inflammation. So it could be something like that. And sometimes people have mild asthma. They don't realize it. They have exercise-induced asthma. So if you're ever out exercising or running or playing in PE sports and you start feeling like you're wheezing a little bit, you may have exercise-induced asthma. You've just never been diagnosed with it. So that's my office in there. If y'all just want to look, it's just basically an office where my computer's done it, but there's nothing special about it. So
That's a nice portrait.
thank you. Yeah, it's taking flying lessons, and so I
Got golf clubs in here and everything.
golf clubs and everything.
Okay, I gotta get the. This is Dr. Duke's office. He's very eclectic. Look at that. Even a propeller on the wall. Look at it. Look at the propeller, guys. Look at the propeller. That is cool. And this is his certifications. Y'all look at his certifications. He's very educated. Look at that. This is impressive stuff. He has worked very, very hard to get where he is.
Yeah. I actually trained in Detroit at the trauma center in Detroit, where I worked at. And then when I got done with I was chief resident there. When I got done with residency, I stayed on teaching at the university and was teaching trauma. So my background is trauma. And worked in the trauma center in Detroit, which was amazing.
Very nice office. So. Hi guys, enjoying yourself? Yeah.
So when a patient comes in, we would
There's going to be some sort of table. These are electric tables, so these are operated either by handheld or that. They come up and down, lay down, whatever you need to do. Tables all have, so you can lay it down, the person can lay out. They have stirrups when you need to do pelvic exams and other types of exams. And then for the most part, it's just simple stuff. I'm usually looking in mouths, I'm listening to lungs and heart, I'm looking in ears and stuff like that. So there's just supplies in here for that. But they're just basically just set up rooms like that. Sometimes if somebody needs something sewn up or a splint put in, then I pull those supplies in and we do that in the room here. So yeah, but that's basically it for an exam room. Most of the exam rooms are pretty simple and pretty across the board the same. Even in the emergency room, they're fairly similar. Just a few more supplies.
One more question. Go ahead.
I've always been meaning to ask doctors this. Like when you have patients that come in that are kind of difficult, what advice would you give to a doctor in the process how to handle it?
Good question. Yeah, I'm sure he sees those.
In the emergency room, that happens a lot. And it can be various reasons. People are upset for lots of different reasons. It could have been something that happened at home. They were brought to the emergency room not under their own control because they were mad and the police were called or whatever. Other times you're just upset about the injury or being sick or something like that. So there's lots of reasons people wind up in the emergency room. Or the wait. You know, that's a good thing. A lot of times waits can be several hours. So by the time that patient gets back to me, they're already mad. They're already mad because I've been waiting on you, doctor, to get in this room. Been waiting 4 hours out there to see you. And so the main thing is just understand, let people talk. Don't try and butt, let them talk, let them kind of get it out of what they're upset about. But just make them realize that you can explain the situation. Just let them know that, man, I was involved in an emergency case, I could not get out of that room. Sometimes, and most people accept those things, and you just apologize. I mean, I would not want to wait 4 hours, and when a patient has to wait 4 hours to see me, I apologize. First thing I'm like, I am sorry for your wait the minute I walk into the room. And most of the time, that will relieve that frustration they had. And then if you'll just take care of them, be friendly to them, be nice, try and give them what they need because they came there to you for a reason. And a lot of times it's not even a prescription. You know, you think, oh, I need a prescription, but a lot of times it's just them sitting down with the physician, talking about why they're there, and then you explaining whether they need anything or they don't need anything for it. So.
Well, I think that's phenomenal, Dr. Dukes. And one thing I want to tell you, with your personality, you're very calming. And a lot of doctors in the field have a God complex. And the fact that you are able to relate to people on a human basis and say, I am sorry for the 4-hour wait, and you can empathize with these individuals, I think it is a phenomenal job that you are doing, sir.
Right. I think if you'll just let them know that you're there to take care of them and there to try and answer their questions, that most people are going to accept that. They're going to kind of get over their frustration at that point. So.
Okay, beautiful.
You talk about the front desk, that's really the backbone of your operation because everybody, even physicians or anything, or emergency rooms, urgent cares, you're there as a business and you're there to try and make money to survive and to pay your employees. And so when people first come in, you'll basically get their insurance arrangements, and people do pay cash for this, or they're self-pays. But basically, this is where you take all the demographic information, their name, their address, you get their insurance, you take their co-pays, and this allows you to stay in business. So this component right here is very important. And you know, a lot of people who are interested in medicine or thinking about those fields, sometimes it's a very good idea to get a job in a medical office even if you're doing this to begin with, because it gets you in that environment, you kind of learn what medicine's about. So.
Okay, so you're providing a wonderful service for the community. You're helping to save lives. You're helping to give opportunities. And has anybody learned something today? What has stuck out to you guys? I want to get some feedback from group one. What's, one thing that stuck out to you? What's your name and what stuck out to you?
Well, my name is China. Everything stuck out to me. I like the rooms and everything else.
Well, thank you, China. Yes, ma'am.
Well, my name is Raven Ray.
Raven.
And if I had to evaluate everything that I've seen today,
yes, ma'am,
I would have to say the thing that stuck out the most,
yes,
I suppose, would probably be his beautiful answer to the question I had asked about how he handles patients who are a little bit difficult. Because I've always been curious when I watch, different ER shows and they're all feisty.
Yes.
And I just wondered, how doctors handle that. So I enjoyed his answer. So that was about that.
And that was very eloquent. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Name and what stuck out to you?
My name is Chichi Obi, and what stuck out to me today was actually the facility, because I expected an urgent care to be more like an ER. Like I expected a whole bunch of people running in and out and a lot of different activities, because that's what I expect. That's what I see in an ER. So the fact that it was different from an ER, but so similar in what they treat, that surprised me.
Beautiful young lady. Name and what?
Ellen, and what stuck out to me is everything I learned what the urgent care is.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
My name is Kiana, and to piggyback off what she said, what stuck out to me was that you would think that it would be such a fast-paced, moving system, but it's really not, and it's really like, it's the down step from the emergency room, and I didn't know that. And he really stuck out to me too. He seemed like a genuine person. Like, I wonder if all doctors are like him. We should have more doctors like him.
He's very real and likable.
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Jamesia. What stuck out to me was about the college thing, because I really don't know what I'm going to do, but this is kind of like another idea, because I want to work in kind of like the medical field.
Yeah.
This was a car accident that happened down in Clayton County.
Clayton County.
The car had careened off the road into a gully, and at that point, they'd had the helicopter on the ground. He had been in the car for 2 hours, and they could not get him out. What had happened, he had such intrusion into the vehicle that he was trapped. The motor, the console, everything was setting on top of him. And so they could not get him. He was unconscious. He was intubated, which means there was a tube down his throat and they were breathing for him. I got called to the scene because they couldn't get him out of the car, and they basically wanted me to remove his leg so we could get him to the facility, to a hospital, trauma center, and get him treated. So I went to the scene. He was stable, and so what I decided to do was, he was an 18-year-old kid and trapped in this car. I just said, let's keep trying to see if we can get him out. And so what we did was we tried for another 45 minutes, and we're actually able to release him, flew him out, got him to a trauma center. He broke pretty much most bones in his body, but he did great. We had a year later at an awards, him and his family came. He walked up on stage. He was in college, doing well. And so that just shows you how medicine is. There's so many things to, unfortunately, I could have taken this kid's leg off and changed his life. But he, just having a physician on scene to help the firefighters make calls that, okay, let's give this a little bit more time, give him a little bit more time. This kid's doing great. Let's take
a look at the picture here. Okay, and the young ladies have seen this already. Okay, and this is the scene that you're referring to, Dr.
Yeah,
Dix?
this is the scene. You can see the car surrounded by the firemen, paramedics.
Yes, sir.
That's me right there.
Okay, that's you right there. Okay.
Patient's head is in my hand, so he's entrapped. This is the front of the car here, going toward the back of the car that way. So.
Okay, and in this picture right here, sir?
Again, that's a side view, front of the car. That's me right here, surrounded by the paramedics. And you can just basically tell the car itself is just demolished. There's really nothing. And unfortunately, the patient, he's laying right here. He's still entrapped in the car. So.
And you guys were able to save his life.
We were.
And he is in college now, moving on with his life.
He's completely doing fine. Everything healed. He's in college and doing great.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Dukes. saving lives, helping his community and providing opportunities, okay? All right.
All righty.
We're going to get one.
Your name is?
My name is Chichiobi.
Chichiobi? Okay. So tell me about it. You were the young lady that came up to me and said, this is much different than reading it in the book. Could you expand on that for me?
Well, I take healthcare science in my high school, and usually we read about the occupations in the health system, like trauma care, first responder, physician, veterinarian, any job in the field of healthcare. And so when you read about it, you hear all this information, how they treat people, and you read and you understand, but it's different from actually coming to a facility and talking to a doctor and getting firsthand experience and like how to make decisions. Like the story he was telling us about how the boy was trapped in the car and they were thinking of chopping off his leg in order to free him. Had I been in that situation and I only had read a book and not had been in practice before, I wouldn't have known what to do because the book does not give you a specific example of what to do in that situation. So I like the fact that we have been blessed with the opportunity by the Victor Sims Foundation to come here and actually learn about these things.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, we just finished up at Dr. Duke's office, and it is Physicians Express Care out here in Johns Creek. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Riverdale High School.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Victor Sims Foundation founders, Orlando Hall, Toby George, and me, YG Nyghtstorm. V for Victor. V for Victor. And we are out. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay, we are rolling.
Lieutenant Hall, will you join me up here?
I sure will. Is that everybody?
Guys, let me say, I just want to thank y'all for coming out. This is exciting for us to have a captive audience like we have here, and we want to share with you something that we hold close and dear to our heart, and that's the Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services. We are a fire department, that's the way most people look at us, but we're actually an all hazards emergency services. So we handle fires, obviously. We handle any medical emergencies that we might have, people trapped in vehicles, delivering babies, trapped underneath rubble, like you might see in some like earthquakes and tsunamis. What else do we do? We provide services to the community, both with charity events. So we're a big organization. We have a lot of opportunities. And Lieutenant Hall is here, and she's going to introduce you to our Explorer program, where we have an opportunity for high school students primarily, correct?
Correct.
To one, be exposed to our service, and one, to see what jobs lie ahead if you were interested in this field. You can take it from there.
Okay. Again, I'm Lieutenant Hall, and how many of you are under the age of 20? Raise your hand. Well, looky there. All of you are eligible to be an explorer. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what exploring is. The interesting thing about exploring is our county has different exploring areas. The fire department is one of them, and that's what we're going to go over today. But PD has it, Sheriff Department has it, all our public safety has an exploring program, and actually FBI, CIA, and I think ATF is going to also have one. But the interesting thing about this is this gives you the opportunity at your age to learn about public safety prior to graduating and getting a job. So if you decide you want to do something in that field, you'll already be steps ahead of everyone else. So I'm going to talk quietly. So some of those people over there, they've never done anything in public safety, and now they're in our training program. So they're starting from scratch. But there's a few of them that have been through exploring, so they're already steps ahead of everyone else. They know our equipment, they know some of our personnel, they know a lot of things, and so they're already ahead of the game. So what's interesting and great about this is if you get into any type of exploring program, you will learn all the things that we do prior to even graduating, which is kind of cool, because you're already steps ahead, right? It's kind of like having the answers to the test before the test.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
No smiles on that one. But as you'll see here with the slideshow, you'll see some of the things that our explorers do. We do a variety of things. We don't only just learn about the things in the fire department, but we go outside of the fire department. They've gone whitewater rafting, we're going zip lining, we've done, that's one of the fundraisers that we did. We did a car and dog wash in the community. We do community, as Lieutenant Castillo had said, we do community events also. We go out, actually this Saturday coming up, there's a youth empowerment. Have you all heard of that? Going on this Friday?
Oh yeah.
There's, no?
This Friday?
No, I mean Saturday. This coming up Saturday, the youth empowerment. No way? All right, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, that's tomorrow, and so our explorers are actually going there, and they're going to be talking to the youth there and giving them telling them about the opportunities for the fire department. So all of these are, some of them you might recognize, they might be your classmates, and we are actually recruiting right now. Hint, hint. Recruiting right now.
High school students?
So yes, if you are under 20, you are eligible to be an explorer. Between 14 and 20. So if you have any brothers or sisters also that are in between that age, you can sign up too. So I know your first question is, how do I sign up? Because I want to do this right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, it's easy. What you actually do is you go to www.post701. Okay, post 701. On there, you click on the registration, and all you do is fill in your name, phone number, and your email address.
This is an opportunity here when you come out of high school. If you can go through the training, handle the schoolwork, because there's a lot of schoolwork involved. We start out currently 36,000 $36,000 a year plus benefits. So your insurance and that kind of thing. So it's when you put a money value on it, it's a great opportunity, because most students coming out of high school, they're lucky to make $8 an hour. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is well above. And you're currently associated with Atlanta Tech, so you actually get college credit for the training that you get here to work towards your associates or bachelor's, whatever the case might be.
So Lieutenant Castillo, basically when they're going through your program, they get an opportunity to serve the community, also come away with a job in a very, very bad economy where jobs are hard to come by, and actually get started with a pretty good salary up front, like 36 grand. Is that what you said, sir?
That is correct.
That is wonderful. Ain't that great? Got $36,000. Come on, man. Come on.
To do something that's actually fun, and you get to sleep at the station and get paid.
Get paid to sleep? How many went to sleep in class? And wish you can get paid to sleep, man. That's something.
Now, the other side to that is when the bell rings, we respond. It does not matter what's going on. Everything stops. No personal. If you're on your phone with your boyfriend or whomever, everything ceased and you got to respond. And we never know how long we're going to be out there. Sometimes we're up all night long. There are many days we're up 24 hours straight. Wow. Much of the time when you're in bed asleep at night, 3 and 4 o'clock, the police and the fire, we're in the streets. You don't even think about it, do you?
Now, and like she was talking about, the Explorer program is actually a division of the Boy Scouts of America. So everything is very closely related. We do ours just a little different in that yours is on every other Saturday?
Just about.
Okay, ours is pretty much every other Thursday evening. And we do it for 2 hours on Thursday evenings. Now, we would do a lot of philanthropy work. 2 weeks ago we had the Scouting for Food. We went out to Lake Spivey subdivision on one Saturday, passed out the flyers with the little bags where they could fill it up with canned food. We went back the next Saturday to collect that kind of, all the items that we could. We have the cross training that we did September, I think it was, with the fire department here. I guess they'll go up there and see all that, right? Okay, so we won't give away any surprises. Next weekend, the Explorers are going. Y'all are going to Blairsville again, aren't you? Okay,
we'll be there.
We're actually going to Blairsville. Blairsville is a weekend trip that they do every spring, and they go up to the Boy Scout resort. Did you call it a resort? Okay. They would, because they got to stay in this building that had, yeah, you know where I'm going, don't you? The females got to stay in the building where it had the heat and running water, and the males stayed at a cabin by the lake.
Typical.
Beautiful scenery, no heat, no water. You had to go through the woods to get to the bathroom.
Guys, we understand, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't expect that special treatment if you actually come onto the fire department. You get treated exactly the same.
Yeah. So, they got the resort, we got the cabin. Explorers that we have, we really want people who are interested. Doesn't mean you've got to turn out to do this, but that you're interested, at least at this point, in a career in law enforcement, okay? Because if you don't have that desire, then basically you're going to use it for social time. And just speaking for us, we don't like that, because we want people who are actually there to learn, because we're spending a lot of time teaching you building clearance, handcuffing techniques, criminal law, juvenile law, all these different things that go along with being a police officer. And so we want people who are serious about it and committed to it. And every now and then we have had to exit some people from the program because of problems at school, okay? So if you're not maintaining the behavior and the things that you need to do at school, we don't keep you in the program, because we're not going to reward people that, quite honestly, shouldn't be rewarded. So, but if you're looking for a career in law enforcement, it's a great thing to do. If you're looking for a career in fire, being over here is a great thing to do. And we have a lot of them.
Lieutenant Hall. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are these grounds called, ma'am?
This is our training grounds. Normally, what happens up here is, of course, our rookie class. This is where our rookie class is trained.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, our personnel can come up here and do training also. When we take you around, you'll see some of the different areas that we train.
All right.
And I'll talk about those.
Here's our combat challenge field, and that's right here to our right. This is where, this is one of the steps in the process of being hired. You have to show that you're physically fit to do the job. And what this challenge consists of, and I wish it was set up for you, but it's not. You can go on the web and see it. There's actually a national competition that we are, how many world champion?
I think we're at, maybe the 5th ring, 6th ring, 6 years of world champion.
Wow.
In the event.
World champion?
And Mrs. Hall is actually a world champion herself.
Wow.
My only claim to fame is I was the very first one to do it. But anyway, so and the course is actually identical to the competition course. But what you do is you suit up in the bunker coat, a helmet, the air pack, not the pants. You have to have the gloves. And you start out at the base of the tower. And there you pick up a 45-pound hose pack. You put it on your shoulder. And you take off. And you go up to the top of the tower. At the top of the tower, you drop the 45-pound hose pack. You reach over the railing and you pull a rope. And on the end of that rope is another 45-pound hose pack.
You're up at the top.
Hand over hand. You have to pull it up 5 floors. Then you have to pull it up over the railing and put it in a box that's located at the very top. After that, then you come back down the tower. As you come off the tower, you see the metal thing to the right there? We call that a Kaiser machine. That's a 90-pound I-beam that's on there. You have to take a sledgehammer and hit that and knock it 6 feet. Once it clears the 6 feet, you are done with that portion of it. Then you lay the mallet down and you have to run through the fire hydrant, serpentine. At the end of the serpentine, yeah, because you're breathing extremely hard. At the end of the serpentine, we have a 220-pound fire hose. That means when you pull it, you're pulling 220 pounds. You have to advance it straight ahead, and you have to run through these doors here. You open the nozzle up and you hit a target. This target drops, then you lay the hose down. From there, you cross over to, you see where the red line is? That red line, there's a 185-pound dummy waiting there. The dummy is bigger than I am, weighs 20 pounds more than me. You have to pull that dummy 100 feet. When you clear the line, the competition is over.
Wow.
You had to hold that big old
tired looking. Oh, like it was a person, right? Like
It's like she's pulling the dummy.
And most of the gear.
Because you know people are heavy now.
Yeah, you're still cupping the dummy under the arms, right? So it's
Correct.
like this.
Just like she was showing you, she had the dummy with her.
Can you show us one more time, Lieutenant Hall?
Like jacket and pants, it appears heavy with like the tank and everything.
It is. All of the equipment together weighs close to 45 pounds.
Wow.
On top of pulling the 45 pounds, and then the 185-pound dummy is that's what breaks most people. They tend to get through the first portion, but your lactic acid builds so high at that point of the challenge that that dummy is just really tough. It feels like it's 400 pounds. All right, guys, when we go in the building, please don't touch anything because it will leave your clothes black, okay? All right, here.
He said, please don't touch anything because it'll leave your clothes black. This is the burn building.
Pay attention. These are important instructions. Pay attention.
You're going to notice that these are just basic buildings, and we put the furniture in there. We make it whatever we want to make it. Whether, you know, we can make it like a residential structure or an apartment or an office building. But anyway, we're just going to walk in this front door.
Remember, don't touch anything. Do not touch anything.
You don't want this set on you. This is where we also train exploring too. When they come up here, they do literally everything that rookie class does, our explorers do.
And this is what you have to drag while you. Oh no. Ain't good for that because I'm looking at him.
Yeah, he's heavy. Actually, the one that you have to use for when you try out is a little bit lighter than him. But when you're actually a fireman, you have to use this one.
What did you say that weighs?
This one here, I think, weighs right at 200 pounds.
Okay.
The one that you try out with is 185.
Okay.
Can
I get one of the girls to pick it up one more time?
Of course,
you gotta pick it all the way up. Right there. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Beautiful. All right.
Alright, so we can set fires in here. Maybe this one's where you'll really get hurt. This is where we actually set the fire. Now we can allow the fire to run out here a little bit, but we won't actually burn out here. Here's where the recruits will learn to serve. And here's where they learn to put fire out. Alright, the walls in here are covered with paginite. Paginite will withhold the fire. So what we'll do is we'll pack this stuff up with pallets and hay. We'll set it on fire, and the fire will literally consume the entire room and virtually start to work its way out the door. And then our firemen will train them to come in and put it out. All right. Pretty neat? Yeah. We think it is. Actually, though, this one is outdated, and we're hoping, if the economy will get a little bit better, maybe within the next year or two, we're going to build a new one, a much bigger and nicer one. All right, guys, in this quadrant here, we will bring cars in, and this is where we practice extricating patients. We don't really have, these are the only two we have. Typically, you might see 8 or 10 in here, to include armored vehicles like the services that carry your money, you know, like a bank depository kind of thing. Buses, school buses, that kind of thing. Anyway, we cut them up here, and then we'll have the towing service tow them back off and crush the cars. All right, this car here has been burned thousands of times. It sits on a gas main that we control over here on this tower, and literally the firemen cannot put it out until we allow them to put it out. And so what they do is they get a lot of experience putting out car fires. How many of y'all know or knew that cars burn easily?
Very easily.
Very easily. It's a large percentage of what we respond to are car fires.
And that is the gas tower where the gas is supplied for them to do their burning. Now, that's where they have to go to the top and rappel down.
All right, guys, this is our rappelling tower. This is our rappelling tower. Y'all saw some of the photos, how they come off the side of it. In addition, we have what we call a standpipe system in the inside. And so we can do mock drills of how we would fight fire in some of your higher rise buildings. The confined space we're not going to be able to tour today, and I regret that. One, for time, and two, we'd have to put you in some gear so you wouldn't get dirty. And we just really don't have that. However, if you join the Explore program, you will actually pretty much
You'll do it.
do that and everything else we've done up here today.
You'll do it.
The children are getting an opportunity to climb, to get that first-hand experience of what it's like to go through training. They have to climb up here with a 45-pound pack and then pull 45 pounds up on the rope. Let's see how well they're doing here. You got some that don't want to venture so high. Okay, let's all right. Thank you so much for letting us come out here, responding to my call out of the blue. Thank you to Dr. Dukes for recommending this. And we enjoyed ourselves. The kids, they never had this type of experience, didn't even know that this is what was going on out here in their backyard, so to speak.
You know, and I think we've only shown them just a little taste of what we have to offer. Because there's so much of the medical field we didn't even, you know, touch on. So, assuming that Dr. Dukes did so. Yeah, it was our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're panic mode already. I didn't want to say anything. She like she got some guns on there.
You get a chance, this is how it is, but you have all your gear on. You have that pack on, and you have this on your shoulder as you go all the way up to the top. At the top, you see on each side a box. You take this and you throw it right in the box. Oh. Now this one's lighter than the one you actually have to hold. What is that? Just hang it on your shoulder. It just hangs on your shoulder. Right, that's not even right now. Now normally it's two of these because this is what's called a high-rise. Listen up for a second. This is what you call a high-rise pack. The reason that we do this simulates a lot of the activities that a firefighter does, and with the high-rise pack, when you're in a large building and you have to get to like the 6th floor, this makes it easy and accessible because you throw it over your shoulder, you run up to that floor, and then you can deploy the hose and use it. Okay, so it's already like packaged for you. So that's one of the things that we use is what's called a high-rise pack.
So is this red thing for that?
Uh-huh. This is the mallet. It's coated, rubber coated. You can feel how heavy it is. This is the mallet we use to hit. Now what's under here is the same thing, but this is a better quality one. We use that one just for applicants. There's a nice one under here.
Lieutenant, grab the mallet one more time, please, ma'am.
This is the mallet that you're going to use.
Why would you hit that thing?
Huh?
Why would you hit it?
Why?
Yeah.
It's simulating chopping, like if you had an axe in your hand and you had to chop on top of a roof.
Okay.
So you don't usually go out and hit metal objects, but it's simulating like chopping, if you were chopping. Now this is a smaller version of the hose. He said you had to pull a hose up. It's attached to a rope. Now this is this is probably about 20 pounds. The other one's 45, it's double the size, okay? And this, when you're at the top, as you saw how high that was, were you a little bit gassed when you made it to the top?
No, I was ready to go.
We're gonna put some gear on you. Usually, you get to the top and you're gassed already just from doing that. When you get to the top, you'll see a rope tied to the end post, and you're pulling it in this direction. With this is what is coming up, 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 and when you get it to the top, that goes into that box that you saw at the top. So while you're at the top, there's two things. This pat here and this are what go into the box. But again, it's twice as big as that one.
So you have to lean over that.
And hold the rope.
Yeah, so it fall before?
No. I don't think
no, especially like when we have recruits or so forth, there's always personnel that are up there, so they're behind you. We've had people that We've had people that were light enough where the weight that they were pulling was heavier, so the tendency to fall forward was right there, but we haven't. So.
Okay, I want to say thank you for your participation, guys. Thank the teachers. And I also want to thank you for your conduct. You guys did an excellent job. I hope you guys learned something. Did you learn something? Yes. You can see how important first responders are. Yes. And how much they help the community. Yes. Well, if you guys are willing to do it, we're willing to help, and you got a lot of opportunities out here with a job, and continue with your education, stay out of trouble, and do your thing, all right? Thank you. All right.
The two seniors that I did not get a chance to personally talk to, you'll read information with your teacher for the scholarship program. You need that, the essay and the application done as soon as possible. So you'll be able to go to the website and apply, do the essay. We'll get back to you as soon as possible, I promise.
And the website is VictorSimsFoundation.org.
Can everybody say that? VictorSimsFoundation.org. And please be sure to thank the driver, okay? All right, this is YG Nyghtstorm representing Victor Sims Foundation, and I'm with Dr. Young, principal of Riverdale High School. Dr. Young, I want to say thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
For making our Future Heroes program available here in your school. And can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, sir?
Sure. Again, like you said, I'm Dr. Young. I've been a principal at Riverdale High School now for 5 years, but I've been here for a total of 9 years. I started out as the assistant principal, and the principalship just kind of fell into my lap when the current principal then was awarded the superintendent position. So I was the person that she recommended for this job, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to get this position, because we have touched so many lives.
Yes, sir.
Since I've been here, in terms of graduating students, and that's what we're here for.
Yes, sir.
To make sure students walk across that stage so that they can pursue their goals and their dreams.
Yes, sir.
So I'm happy to say that we moved from a 60% graduation rate to last year 83%. So,
83%.
That's the one thing that I'm most proud about.
Wow. Well, I want to tell you this. I've noticed a change, because Victor, our son, used to go to this school.
Yes.
And I noticed because of your leadership, sir, I can honestly believe that 83%, and it starts from the top down. A lot of people feel you just tell students what to do, but gentlemen like yourself and your staff, you show them what to do, you give them the example, and you show them how to do it. And sir, I just want to thank you so much for everything that you've done, just for the school and for the Victor Sims Foundation. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes, and I appreciate what you're doing too. It means a lot to us. I know that our students today, they really felt really good about taking this visit.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I told them a little bit about the foundation. So when you're touching students' lives like that, Victor can feel proud.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, on behalf of Dr. Young, Riverdale High School fellow founder, Mr. Orlando Hall, who's behind the camera, and our president, my wife, Toby George, I'm YG Nyghtstorm. We are for the Victor Sims Foundation. Go to VictorSimsFoundation.org for more information, and V for Victor. We out.